Can you see the screen? Okay. So today's lab objective is write a program to implement Playfair cipher. First objective is Playfair cipher. Okay. Now, till now, you implemented two different set of ciphers. One is additive cipher, and second one was multiplicative cipher and extended Euclidean algorithm. Those ciphers you have already implemented. But in all these ciphers which you have implemented, in all these ciphers, you have only one set of key. It means that it is these ciphers are monoalphabetic. Monoalphabetic means what? That every time you have X, it is mapped to suppose A. Suppose X is encrypted to A, then for every X there will be A, right? So that decryption becomes easy. So cryptanalysis, if somebody knows a character and its characteristic, then it becomes very easy for any attacker to decrypt the message, right, or guess the key. So polyalphabetic cipher, they are those ciphers in which the characters can have in which every character may be encrypted with other some other pair. For example, suppose A is encrypted with X. So first time A is encrypted with X, then second time A may be encrypted with M. Right? So AX, AM, any combination is possible. So that is polyalphabetic cipher. So this Playfair cipher, the first objective is Playfair cipher. Okay. And once first I will discuss this Playfair cipher and its technique, and then you should implement. Then I will give you second objective. So in Playfair cipher, the key, let's say key is one word, Sorry, there is a problem with the keyboard. Okay, key is monarchy. Then what we have to do is we have to create a matrix of phi cross phi. We have to create a matrix of phi cross phi. Okay, so key is actually a word, but it is a phi cross phi matrix. So whole phi cross phi matrix is taken as a key. Okay, so what to fill with, because there are phi cross phi means there are 25 elements. There are 25 elements. So first 5 plus 3, 8 characters are, first 8 characters are used. Sorry, there is a problem with the keyboard. That's why your right click is continuously starting. So the remaining field should be filled, like A is already there in monarchy. So the next field is B. Then C. C is already there. So we will not fill C. D. D is not there in monarchy. Then E. Then F. Then G. Then H. Then I. Okay. Then J. A. Okay. Now I and J to be taken as any one of them can be taken. Okay, because there are 25 elements and total characters are A to Z 26. So one character has to be taken as for two characters there should be only one element. So I and J are usually taken as the same, right? Then K, then L, M is already there, N is already there, O is already there, P, Q, R is there, S, T, U, H is also there in monarchy. So we have not taken. Okay, U, V, W, X is there. Uh, X. So some character is repeated. Which one is repeated? R. A is there. R is the H should not be taken. H we have taken. Okay. H is taken over here, but here it should not have been taken. Correct. Right. So these characters will shift here. W, X, Y is there. So Z. Okay. So this is our key. This matrix is a key. Okay. All of you have understood it? This matrix is a key, and each cell of the matrix is a unique character, and it is from A to Z. But now you can see that this is Why I and j in one cell? I and j in one cell, it means that for we are making this as a key. Okay, now this key is a 5 cross 5 metric, and 5 cross 5 means 25. Okay, now total characters are 26. So one cell should be used for two characters. So I and j are treated as one. Okay, I and j are treated as one for encryption. Okay, now this key is taken for encryption purpose. We want to perform the encryption. Okay, so how we will perform the encryption? So this elements are indexed as 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, and similarly on upper row we have 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, what we want to find out is we want to find a location. For example, our input text, suppose our input text is or plain text. Suppose our plain text is, suppose this is our plain text, give me more. Okay, we want to perform encryption using this matrix as a key. Okay, that is our goal. Then how we can do? So first thing what we have to do is this plain text should be converted into set of two characters, right? So first GI, VE, ME, MO, RE. So first we have to make a set of two characters. Okay, this is what you are required to do. If the characters are odd, then you have to put one dummy character and make it even. Okay, and second rule is that if some character is coming consecutively, for example, in balloon, right? So double L comes twice. So we should not take double L or any character in the same set twice, right? So there should be a replacement by some dummy character for that character. So one set, okay, one set of two characters should have unique two characters, and the characters should be in a set of two. That is required to be done. Okay, so first initial arrangement you have to do like this. Now we want to find out an encrypted text for this characters. So what we have to do is we have to perform search G. So find out the location of character G in from this matrix and call it as U1 V1, right? So U1 V1 is going to be the location of search G. So what is the location of search G in this particular matrix? G's matrix location is 2, 2, correct. Okay. Then for second character, what is the location? I23. Okay. So for what has happened is that in this particular scenario, G and I, okay, these two are in same row. Okay. There it can also be possible that the characters can be in same column. For example, if we look at V and E, okay, V and E or M and E, like this, M and E. So if you look at M and E are in the same column, okay. So the encryption algorithm, okay, encryption algorithm considers three possibilities: that the two characters are in same row, same column, or neither same row nor column. So they are in a different. For example, this V and this E, they are neither in same row nor in same column. So for these three conditions, we have to write the algorithm. Okay. So we remember that U1 V1 and U2 V2 are our locations, and how we should do the encryption for them. So what we do is, for if the character is in the same row, right? So U1 and V1 are in the same row. Then what you should do? U1 encrypted text is G. So its plain text is G. So its encrypted text will be I. That is the next character. So that is V1 plus 1. Okay. And for I, the encrypted text will be K. That is V2 plus 1. Okay. So what we should do here is we should write the algorithm in a uh, general understanding. For the general understanding, so we can write it like this: three conditions. If U1 equal to U2, if U1 equal to U2, that means what is the meaning? Then it means same row, right? So if you can look at this location 2 2 2 3, right? So this is U1, this is U2. U1 and U2 are 2, so they are in the same row. Column values are different. So if U1 is equals to U2, then what we do, we have to find the location of next V, right? So the S value is SV. S is the encrypted value location, that is V1 plus 1 mod 5. Okay, because we have 5 cross 5 matrix, so we'll write V1 plus 1 mod 5, and P value will be V2 plus 1 mod 5, right? So if you look at this matrix, for G value, the V1 value is 2. Okay, V1 is 2. This V1 is 2. So 2 plus 1, that is 3. 3 mod 5 is 3. So that is I. So we will take I. Okay, I and J. So let's say we have only I. Okay. So G is replaced by I, and for I, the location is 2 3. So V2 is 3. So V2 is 3. So encrypted text T is 3 plus 1, that is 4, right? So that is going to be the replace. So encrypted text as GI, for GI is going to be IK. Okay. So what we should write here is the new text is U1 S. Okay. And U2 or U1. If you write U1, then also it is same thing. Okay. So this is our encrypted text. Is that clear? All of you understood? Okay. Second condition is if V1 equal to V2, then what is the situation? If V1 equal to V2, then same column, right? Same column, right? So here you can see that M and E. What are the location values for M and E? For M, E. M location is 0, 0, right? And E is 2, 0, right? M and E, 0, 0 and 2, 0. So the column value V1 and V2 are same. Row values are different, right? So what we should do here, the logic is if this is the situation, then we can write our encrypted text S is equals to U1 plus 1 mod phi and T is equals to U2 plus 1 mod phi, right? So our key value would be S V1 and T V1, right? Because V1 equal to V2, so we can write either of that. Okay, is that clear to all of you? Now, when the third condition is third condition, that is different row, different column. Third condition, okay, different row, different column. So in that case, what we have to do? U1 V1 and U2 V2. Okay, so we have to do interchange. Okay, this interchange we have to do U1 V2 and U2 V1. That pair we have to create U1 V2 and U2 V1. So what we have to do here is our encrypted text will be U1 V2 U2 V1. So U1 V2 U2 V1 means in this particular scenario our VE, right? So V is for V, the location is 4, 1, okay? And E is 2, 0, right? So the encrypted text will be 4, 0, U1 V2, U2 V1. U2 is 2, V1 is 1, right? So for V, the encrypted text is 40, that is U, okay? And E, the encrypted text is 21, right? That is F, that is F, okay? Got it? All of you have understood? VE, the encrypted text is UF, okay? Is that clear to all of you? Yes, students, have you understood this? Right, so this is our encryption algorithm. Okay. So what we have to do to perform decryption? For decryption, what we have to do? Can anyone tell me? Decryption. So decryption is V1 equal to encryption V1 plus 1. So decryption is V1 minus 1 mod phi. Okay, so when we find encrypted text to be I, then what we'll do, we'll find the location 2, 3. So V1 is 3. So we want 3 minus 1, right? So V1 minus 1 is going to be your decryption. Similarly, for T, you have V2 minus 1 mod phi. Similarly, for column, you have U1 minus 1 mod phi, and for column is U2 minus 1 mod phi, and here the same U1 V2, U1 V2, U2 V1, right? So what you did, U1 V2, U2 V1. So suppose you have U and F, UF, that is 4021. So what you do, 4120, 4120. That means it would result to this text, VE. Is that clear? Okay, so now you have understood encryption and decryption. So what you should do is you should write a program for this, for performing encryption and decryption using Playfair Cipher. Okay, this technique. For simplicity, initially you should take some static text such as this, which has even characters, okay, and there is no repetitive text. For this type of text, you should first implement this algorithm. Once that is done, then you can modify it, which satisfies the other cases also, right? So you have to implement this search function, which results into coordinates u1 v1, right? So now this is very interesting situation that you have to get a coordinate to your argument. Your return value is to uh, information. It is not one character. It is one integer. It is actually two values which are supposed to be returned, right? So you may start implementing this. Okay, any doubt, any question? Once you do this, afterwards, after some time I will explain you second problem. So try to implement this. Any question, any doubt? Yes, students, any question, any doubt? Will you start now implementation? Please respond. Okay. So if you have doubt, you may ask question or you can start implementation. So after some time, I will explain you second problem. Decryption part. Okay. Okay. So decryption, when we want to perform decryption, so you also have to consider these three situations. Okay. Is that understood, Rikin? Okay. Let us do an exercise for this. These three sets. What is the encryption of GI? Rikin, please write. What is the encrypted text for GI? Encrypted text of GI is IK, right? Okay. Now, this IK, from this IK, we want to get back GI. Okay. So for that, we have to write logic. Okay. So what is the location of I? Please type in the chat box. Location of I. Location of I is 2, 3. 2, 3. Very good. Now, location of K, 2, 4. Okay. So 2, 3, 2, 4 are the location. So same row, U1 equal to U2, same row. The logic is same. U1 is equals to U2, same row. So at that time, decryption function should be S and T should be this. Okay. This is same row. So what should be done? V1 minus 1. So what is V1? 3. V1 is 3. Just a minute. I will plug into my. Okay, I've logged in, started my battery. Okay, okay. Right. So for I, the V value is V1 value is 3. So 3 minus 1. So that is 2. 2 mod 5 is 2. So the when you do decryption, you will get G. Is that clear, Rikin? Okay. For second character, I, the decrypted encrypted text is K. What is the location of K? 2, 4. So 4 minus 1, that is 3. 3 mod 5, that is 3. So the decrypted text is I. So you are recovering your result, right? Now similarly for same column, okay, same column, it is U1 minus 1, U2 minus 2, right? So if you look at here, M, it is encrypted with C. So the location is M is encrypted with C. So which value has changed? Row value has changed, 0 to 1. So it should be 1 minus 1, that is 0. So it should be M, because column is same. Okay. For E, the next encrypted text is L. L location is 3. So 3 minus 1. So it should be 2. Is that clear, Rikin? Okay. Others also? Any doubt? Any question? If we replace any character by dummy character, if it is repeating, how we can decrypt it? Like, so that is what I am telling you. That first attempt, in the first attempt, you don't consider this complexity, because when you perform decryption for such a text, then dummy character removing dummy character or identifying dummy character is not straightforward, right? So there will be a decryption will have some inaccuracy, right? So that is why you consider only text as no repetitive character consecutively, and second one is that there should be even characters. And also you can see here that here if you encrypt E, fourth character is E. So that is encrypted as L. Okay. Now when it comes to here, M, E, for ME, the character is, for V, the encryption is E. For V, the encryption is F. For E, the encryption is F. For ME, the encryption is L. So same character is encrypted with different character, right? So E is encrypted with F and E is encrypted with L. That is polyalphabetic. Understood? Okay. Please start implementation. See, one important thing which you should observe is that this position of this character is very random, right? So this text monarchy and it's followed by other positions, it is not necessarily required to be taken exactly as this, right? So it may be any word, and because of that, this situation, right, the position of this could be any. So decryption or cryptanalysis or guessing the key becomes extremely difficult, right? That is the advantage because you have 25 factorial possibilities for a particular character, right? That is a huge number to apply for brute force, right? So brute force becomes very difficult for cryptanalysis. Okay, students. Please concentrate on the second objective. I hope some of you have at least uh, partially done this Playfair, right? So let me explain you the second problem, that is auto key shifter. Okay. So in auto key shifter, your plain text, okay, your plain text is a sequence of characters, right? So each character is considered as P1, P2, P3, like that. Okay. Now, A. Now, this is similar to additive cipher. Okay, this is similar to additive cipher. Do you remember the formula of additive cipher? P plus K mod 26. Yes. P plus K mod 26. That was the additive cipher. But additive cipher is what? It is monoalphabetic. Now we want polyalphabetic, right? So here the difference is that this key value K, what you do in additive cipher, you convert this P1, P2 to some numbers, mapping 0 to 25. Then you take one key, right? But instead of one key, here you take different keys. And which keys? So first K1 is some random value from 0 to 25. Okay. Suppose, let's say, some plain text values are like 12, 14, 17, 22. Okay. Now key value, let's say we have taken K1 equal to 8. So the next key value will be 12, 14, 17, 22, like this. Okay. You can see here. The next key value is P1. P1 is next key for P2. Okay. So what happens when we apply additive cipher over this, then instead of one key, we have different keys, right? So we have addition of 20, then 26, mode 26, so 0, 17 plus 14. What is the answer? 17 plus 14, mode 26. 17 plus 14 mod 26. 5. 22 plus. Yes, what is the answer? 13. Right. So what we are doing is that instead of additive cipher, in which we used to use same keys, right? So here all characters, all these numbers used to be added with 8. Here we have different key values, right? So our generalized formula can be written as Ci is equals to Pi plus Ki mod 26. Okay, this is what we can write about encryption, right? So our Ki is what we can say about Ki? Ki is Pi plus 1 for I greater or equal to 2 or 1. I greater or equal to 1. K1 is P1 plus 1. This is I plus 1. Got it? Understood, students? Have you understood? So tell me how you can perform decryption. What will be the formula for decryption? Write down the formula for decryption. Pi is equals to Ci minus Ki mod 26, correct? And Ki is Pi minus 1. Yes. Got it? Right. So if you implement first Playfair, then the second objective is this. It is comparatively simple. So you can finish first Playfair and then try for this one. K1 is by user. Yes. Some random K1 you can take. Only this K1 is taken because other keys are going to be repetitive. It is taken from plain text. Okay. Any doubt? Any question? So today we will give you links to upload your practicals. And please log in, please access the folders with your ddu.ac.in mail ID, because your folders are shared with your DDU email ID. If any of you don't have DDU email ID, or if you have problem with the access, you can write to us informing us that you don't have access for DDU email ID. So then we will provide you that access. Is there any student who has not got access to the shared folders on your DDU email ID? Yes, anybody has done Playfair and would like to show encryption at least? Anybody has done partially? Can we put screenshot of input and output in PDF? See, PDF, remember all of you that you have to write everything. You have to write everything. Okay. So screenshots, you can create PDF, but ultimate final submission may be physical mode. At that time, there will be a difficulty. So all students, online or offline, they all have to write journal and then you have to take a screenshot of that. Okay, so you should write input output. One thing I have observed is that, and I shared with the offline students also, that when you are doing a programming, right, most of the time you have got an access to the internet, right? So many times what happens that when you forget a particular syntax or a system call or a function call, you can easily search it and find out the solution, right? Sometimes you also find the logic from the internet. But if you are given a situation in which you don't have internet and you have to do programming, right, then there is a challenge, right? And that is why if you will do writing, right, then it will indirectly benefit you to remember certain syntaxes and certain and it will also give you a practice, right? So you will remember your own code, right? Otherwise sometimes you forget. So these are some indirect benefits of writing the code. So make your code modular, right? So you should write functions, and if the same function is used, then you don't have to rewrite it in the suppose in one lab you have two programs. If you don't have DDU journal, then don't worry, but you can have pages similar to DDU journal from stationery, and then you can write down. Instead of notebook, you can create a file so that in case if in future it is required to submit, then it is ready. Okay, so it is for your backup. Now we are not making it mandatory for you to come here, but at least you can keep it with yourself. Okay, so you can take some file and pages. 5 pages is okay. Yeah, I mean loose pages are available in the stationery markets near you, right? Those can be taken and one file can also be taken, so it will be your journal, right? If you don't have DDU journal, then this could be the solution. I hope there is no problem in doing this. It is not even a very expensive solution. If we same function in two program, then can we write only once? Yes, of course. That was I was telling that in one lab, suppose you have one function which is used for two programs, so only once you can write it, so that will save your time, right? So you can explain that you can just write one line that the function definition is available in the previous program. That's simple. If it is same, if it is same, okay. If there is modification, then you should write. So that is what you have to understand, that modularity of the problem, right? So how you should make your problem modular so that the same module can be used again. Okay, at 9:30 I took the attendance, whoever was present. Okay, no problem, Sahil. You can remove those pages and put them on in the file. And for the next lab, you put it. Okay, is that it's not a big thing, Sahil. So workable solutions are possible. So don't worry about these things. But it should have been written and you should have taken screenshot. Not screenshot, PDF. Scan copy. See, one important thing I would like to make you aware about is that in industry, when you go for a job, right, when the companies are uh, giving you an opportunity to work for them, and when you are writing code, source code for a particular problem, then uh, it is possible that the product for which you are writing source code, it may go for intellectual property, right? That is an IP. So in IP creation, it is mandatory that the code is original and not copied from the internet. So one of the requirement before the IP creation is that the source code is checked for plagiarism. Okay, it is called as plagiarism. It is like that if two students are having same source code, then it means that one student has taken it from other, or both students have taken it from third student, right? So that is discouraged. Okay, so practice your own code. Okay, and there are online tools available through which it can be checked, right? Because if the problem is same, then it is likely that the solution is going to be same except the change in the variable names, right? Those we can understand, and that is why we want you to at least develop this capability, right? If you have good programming skill, then there should not be any issue for you in getting a job, right? So we would like you to perform good in your placement drives so that you can have a good future. That is what we want. And for security kind of uh, functions, yeah, there are different types of security. Like if you implement an application level security, then you write programs in web based languages, and if you are implementing system level security, right, encryption decryption at system level or network level, then the programs are written mostly in C++, right? So there are different types of security mechanisms which are implemented at different level, right? And so the programming language could be any, but system and network level solutions require C++. For example, your operating system need to be secure, so you have to, your operating system is written in C or C++ most of the time. So the security functions also needs to be written in C or C++. Because Python and Java, what happens with Python and Java? Java, you have a bytecode. Okay. Now, bytecode, there are tools available which can convert your bytecode class file into object source file. So, if you have class file, you can regenerate source code of that uh, Java code. Okay. So, from class file, you can generate Java code. Similarly, for Python, so security functions are not mostly implemented uh, in these languages for network and system level solutions. For application level, with different types of mechanism, different programming languages can be used. C and C++, they are compiled into object code. So reverse engineering is very difficult, in fact impossible, because it is machine dependent, and so regenerating a code is at least hardly we have seen. Is that clear to all of you? Anyone of you have done this play fair? Anybody? At least encryption in Playfair is finished by any of you? Good morning. Yes, any of you have finished? Play fair. Any doubts? Any question? Yes, anybody? Encryption, at least encryption also not done. Playfair encryption. Playfair done. Okay. Would you like to show the output? Can you share the screen? Okay. You can show it. Yes. Okay. Can you enlarge the font size?
Yes, sir. Screen visible?
Okay. Okay.
For monarchy, plain text I have done. Encryption and decryption.
Encrypted text and decrypted text. Okay. Plain
Yes,
text
sir.
is monarchy or key is monarchy?
Plain
Which key
text
you
is
have used?
monarchy. 5 cross. Yes, for example.
Utsav, you can use your mic.
Hello? So, am I audible?
What are you saying?
Am I audible, sir?
Yes, yes, you are audible now.
Yes, sir.
So what is the key and what is the text or plain text?
Sir, plain text is monarchy.
And key?
Key is also monarchy. 5 cross 5
Okay,
matrix.
so then give another plain text.
Yes, sir.
Write your name.
Sir, it's we need to one more character.
Yes, you give it some random value.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir. For last, we don't get decryption part.
Okay, so just because U comes 2 times,
Yes.
right? That is actually the difficulty.
Okay,
So
sir.
instead of that, you once again type Utsav, then give B, Utsav B.
Okay, sir.
Each character is unique,
Yes, sir.
right? Now you have found it.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so the program is correct,
Okay.
but you should also print matrix 5 cross 5 matrix. Okay,
Okay, sir. Okay, sir.
but a very good attempt for encryption and decryption. Both are implemented. Now you implement auto key also later.
Okay,
Okay.
sir. Okay.
All others have a good day.